He's got one inside of him. I can smell it.
Inside me? Inside me? What's inside me?
Hey, man, I don't want one of those things birthing anywhere near my ass.
It's a bad risk.
What's inside me?
Look, we can't just leave him here.
I thought you came here to stop him from spreading.
What's inside me?
There's gotta be a process. Can you stop it?
Got no time for that.
I can't do it here. The lab is out of order.
What's inside me?
I could do him. Back of the head. Painless, it might be the best way.
What's inside me?
No, there's got to be another way.
What if we freeze him?
What's in fucking inside me?
Junk food supper.
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 Junk food
Junk
supper.
food supper.
Junk food supper.
Junk food supper.
Welcome to
Junk food supper.
Junk Food
Junk
Supper.
Junk
This is the
food
podcast
supper.
where
Junk
every
food
week we get
supper.
together and we talk about wacky movies and silly movies and all kinds of weird movies. I'm Parker. I'm joined by Sean Byron in LA. How are you, Sean?
I am doing all right, and it's true, we do record this show just about every week, but we don't usually record it on this day of the week, and we also don't usually record it under threat of heat death. It's about 105 degrees right now.
Where you are, it's that many?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Where
shit.
I
I
am.
didn't. Yeah. That, now, do you have air conditioning, or are you one of those LA guys who doesn't have air conditioning?
Man, of course I got air conditioning. What kind of a rube do you
Okay.
think I am?
Well, I thought so, because I've been to your house and didn't die. But I know, like, I listen to a lot of these LA podcasts, and some of these guys, they'll be like, oh, we don't even have the air conditioning. Like, some of these guys, maybe they're out closer to Santa Monica or Santa Barbara or something like this. But some of these guys, they don't even have it, so.
Or it could be that you're listening to some podcasts from some real low-life comedian types. You guys can barely afford their own place.
Oh, that also could be it. Well, I don't know. I think that's a thing. Maybe not. I guess you would know better than me, but I feel like it's a thing where sometimes people down there don't have air conditioning because usually it's 72 degrees. You don't bank on this, the world getting so hot everybody's going to die thing.
That was true up until, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. But I feel like it's been this way for a while now where it's just super hot for, what feels like 3 or 4 months in a row. It's just going to be brutal, up through like mid-October. But yeah, no, I got the AC. I just can't run it during the show. So that is a factor. It's kind of loud. It's kind of noisy. I don't want to disrupt the recording process with, my comfort. So do expect that by the end of this episode, I might die of heat.
It's very possible. Yeah. It was very hot when I came down there for those awards. A little too hot. And it's very hot here now. Like, it's September. We should be in the spooky season. It can't be 110 anymore. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Kevin Moss is over on Discord posting photographs of his monster cereal bowl that he picked up at Walmart, acting all cool. And I can't even relate to this guy. I mean, it is cool, but I feel so hot that I'm just blind to the joys of Halloween.
Yeah, I've had to start the spooky season by watching summertime Halloween things. Like, I watched this thing where the monsters go to like SeaWorld or some shit like this. I'm watching Jason movies. I can't go fully into Halloween yet. I got to ease into it.
It is a relief that we do have that kind of summer-themed horror content available to us. If you want to watch The Burning or whatever, you can watch that. It doesn't all have to be strictly October vibes. But I do feel like when you watch one of these marine land-based Munsters ventures, people outside of California are giving you the side eye. They're like, what is this crap?
Yeah, that's probably true. That's definitely the way it was in the Discord. I posted about it. I was like, this thing, and everybody was like, no, that's stupid. Even Kevin, who loves the Munsters, he's like,
I know that specifically. He's, his reaction is the one that I was most excited for and was most let down by, because yeah, he really popped your balloon there.
Yeah, I mean, I was only a few minutes into it when he said, because I watched it over 2 days. when he said that it wasn't good. And I mean, to his credit, he was correct. Like that shit was pretty boring, pretty wacky. The monsters go to like some SeaWorld-esque amusement park in Florida, and it's basically just like an infomercial for the park. It was a TV special back in the heyday of the monsters, and I don't know, it's a cute novelty, but it was boring as hell.
Did they at least leverage the opportunity for a little bit of crossover? Maybe get like a Flipper cameo or somebody like that at Marine Land?
There were a lot of dolphins. I don't remember if any of them were specifically Flipper. There was a cute dog that knew how to surf, though. That was the highlight of it.
Oh, was he Benji?
No, he was like some little, like, tiny little guy.
You think he knew Benji, though? Maybe they were friends?
What, do you think all dogs know each other? I mean, I feel like that's kind of bigoted to say.
I mean, in the 80s, it's not like they were, like, crossing into other social circles. It was a different time. Dogs hung out with dogs, you know?
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm pretty sure that I saw him partying with Spuds MacKenzie.
Everybody partied with Spuds MacKenzie.
Yeah. Speaking about crossing social circles.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I forget the name of it. It's like the monsters go to the something carnival. It's on Tubi and Amazon Prime if anybody's interested. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, well, I was hyped that you posted that in the Discord. Like I said, very disappointed in the reaction. But I gotta be honest, not the most disappointing reaction that I've had to face so far this week. I'm kind of bummed that my Music League round 1 pick is tanking so hard.
That happened to me too. I was all hyped.
Yeah?
I was like, man, this is a winner.
What'd you pick, that Gojira track?
No, that wasn't me. I picked the other kaiju-based band.
Which one?
Kong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which it's a shame. I don't think Mike's in this Music League. I think he's taking a break, which I know he likes that band. I would have gotten at least one more point.
You know what? I feel like I had the same kind of approach. I made my pick thinking Mike would be in the league and would love my Japanese hip-hop track. But it seems like nobody else in the league cares for it.
Yeah, I don't think I gave that one a vote. I don't think I downvoted it, though.
You're not a huge fan of Umeda Cypher, you know?
Yeah.
And that's okay, I guess. I was just trying to appeal to Mike.
That's understandable. We're just gonna have to start sending him these songs, like in DMs now. Just like, hey, re-listen to this Kong Kong song, dude. It's pretty good.
You're right. I think him having the link to the Big Joint playlist is not enough. I will start sending individual links as well.
I think that's for the best.
Just for convenience sake, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
But yeah, I'm excited that another round has started. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I don't know about these downvotes. I don't know why you hate your friends so much that you want to downvote them.
I'm trying to find the perfect balance. We started this game off, many rounds ago with no downvotes. There was that tumultuous all downvotes round that we remember, the Devil's round. And I'm trying to strike a balance now. I don't know if I really hit the right balance. I feel like I probably put too many upvotes in this round. I kind of thought we would have more participants this time, but a couple people bailed. I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's difficult. I think the right amount of downvotes is either all or nothing. That's how I view it. But it'll be all right. I mean, luckily we've got that jokester in there picking Sabrina Carpenter, so it's easy to find out where the downvotes go.
Yeah, well, and at least that jokester has limited himself to just one account this time, seemingly.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Unless one of them, is an imitation of another account. I might find out that the Justin account is secretly that weird guy.
Oh, man, that's a really good idea. Now, keep people guessing. Like next time, I'm going to sign up as Kevin Moss.
You really could. I mean, if you create a Spotify account with whatever name you want, you're going to, you scrape the link that I post in the Discord channel. You can do whatever you want. You can join as whoever.
That's a sneaky idea. Then you're truly anonymous.
Yeah, it's pretty sneaky.
Have you been up to anything else sneaky this week, though?
Well, I sneaked myself a couple of movie tickets for an upcoming film engagement. That's on topic, right? That's what we talk about.
Are you going to see the Beetlegeist?
Hell no, dude. Why would I see that? It looks terrible.
Well, I agree. I don't know. Everybody's excited about it. Everybody's talking about it online.
No, man, I got my tickets for the classic Pixar film Coco. I'm going to go see the Mama Coco over at the El Capitan.
Coco? That's the, like, Day of the Dead one?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with all the cool, colorful lights and stuff. You know, it's got those weird afterlife sequences.
Yeah. And, yeah, I like that movie. It's got Santo in it as well. He's hanging out in the afterlife.
With the Blue Demon?
I don't think Blue Demon's in there, but there's like a scene where like they go to like a cool party in the afterlife, and he's
the party with Spuds MacKenzie.
That's the one. Spuds is long dead, of course. But are they showing it on November 1st or?
They're doing it like mid to late September. So I don't know if that's when the movie originally came out. Maybe this is some kind of anniversary. I'm not sure, but they're playing it at the El Capitan, and I like seeing movies at the El Capitan, so I figured let's go see Coco. I really like that movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
You remember that El Capitan? We saw the Nightmare Before Christmas there.
Yeah, they piped in cold air during the Christmas scenes. They were piping in all kinds of smells and sensations.
Yeah, they piped in sounds and flickering light visuals on screen. That was all piped in as well. That was not naturally in the room. Those sounds, like the music that you heard and the pictures on screen, they piped those in.
I disagree. I think that was really happening. I think Jack Skellington was up there, like a play.
Okay. All right. Well, it's still real to you, damn it.
Well, true.
But I think
for doing
Coco,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, for Coco, I think they do like a little dance performance before the movie or whatever. They'll have some Mexican style dance performers come out and do their thing. And I don't think they're going to be piping in any kind of cold air, but they make it festive, you know?
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun.
They'll probably have some production artwork or something, you know, in the lobby. Maybe a maquette. You like a good maquette?
I don't know what that is.
I don't really know either. I think it's something that you might find in a lobby.
Sounds like a type of monkey.
It's like a bust, right? Isn't that a maquette? It's like a little statue.
Okay. I don't know. I've never heard such a word. Sounds French, and I don't go in for that kind of stuff.
Fair. It is very fair. Especially given, you know, the movie that we're reviewing this week.
Very French. One of the more French movies that we've ever talked about.
Certainly the most French alien movie.
Yeah, that is accurate. Well, I mean, that seems like a good segue. Do you want to talk about this movie? We're going to talk about the movie first this week. Because, as we've discussed, the whole reason, well, most of the reason we're doing Alien 4 is so that we can then do our canonical rankings of the Alien franchise. So it wouldn't make sense to do the segment first, ruin the whole movie discussion. That would just be crazy. So we're going to flip things around this week. So should we just dive into Alien 4? Is it time?
I mean, I'm fine with that so long as we don't forget to play those voicemails that I know are burning a hole in your pocket.
We would never forget. Do you just want to do them first? Do you want to flip everything around?
Let's chop and mix and let's get those voicemails in here.
All right, we got our voicemail. This one's from Kevin.
It's already late and I'm so sleepy.
Sorry. I just love playing that little guy. And sometimes Kevin's sleepy, so, you know, I decided to make a little joke out of it. Here's a real voicemail.
Hey, what's up, my brothers? Oh, man, I'm excited for this week's episode. We got the Kev Meister. He's back.
Oh.
We got 3 wonderful flicks. 10 to Midnight. That's one of my faves. Saw that on TV when I was a little child. It was so fun, dude. It was scary, but it was a fun ride, even though it was edited. Man, hey guys, you know what? I was thinking, you know, the junk food dinner listeners, right? Like our demographic, like we're pretty much the same, you know? Like we like the same movies, the same music, you know? We like the same junk food. I kind of wish we had some younger demos, man. Where they be at, you know? Because, you know, I would love to get in, you know, scrap with them, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'll scrap with some kids, bro. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend the young listeners out there. We love you. We need you, man. This is a great podcast. One of the best podcasts, not just movies, man. Like, fucking, you want to snacks and life struggles. I mean, the boys got it down, man. You ain't got to listen to the Ringer and all that other bullshit-ass podcast, man. Stick to the junk food, brother. Peace out. Love ya.
All these kids are pieces of shit.
I like that you added the laugh to the end of that.
Oh, you think I added that? That was not Kevin naturally laugh? You're saying that I piped it in. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I thought that you piped it in, but I forgot that Kevin
is piped in. Yeah.
Kevin
naturally
joins
occurring.
us for. Yeah, Kevin is on all of these Junk Food Supper episodes. He just doesn't really talk that much, but he laughs every so often.
Yeah, I mean, how could he not when there's such comedy gold on this
Indeed.
show, as pointed out by the listener?
Yeah,
the anonymous listener, we should point out, right?
Very anonymous.
It's a familiar voice, but I can't put a name to it.
Yeah, you gotta call when you call in. You gotta say your name. You gotta say the city you represent. It's all there on the voicemail bumper that we very rarely play anymore because I don't have them saved on my new computer, or at least I don't play them when I edit them. Maybe you do.
Man, there's so many bumpers for this show that got played like twice and then never again. I would love to go through the archives and dig through some of these old episodes and pull out some of these old bumpers, you know, where we're talking about our you know, our various assets, our voicemail lines, our websites, etc.
I just made like 3 or 4 new ones, like just a couple of months ago. Like I made some Junk Food Supper specific ones, and I don't know where I saved them. I think I sent them to you guys, and now I can't find them in my email. I don't know. Maybe I didn't even send them. I don't know, but I know I made them.
If you sent them, I would imagine that they did probably get played by Kevin. He tends to be good at stuff like that, like engaging with his peers and responding to emails and stuff like this, or paying attention to what's happening in the world.
Yeah, he is way better at that than we are.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'll make a new round of bumpers one day. Yeah. To the caller's point, I think at one point we did have a lot of young listeners, but then they too grew very old. I think that's kind of what happened. Like Sweetman used to be 5 years old when she first started calling in. Now older than we are somehow. Like that's just how it goes when you've been a podcast for so long, I guess.
I think the only exception is, you know, in terms of listeners who haven't really aged much, it's got to be Mel Gibson, right?
I think so.
That dude's forever young.
Yeah, that's true. I just watched a Mel Gibson movie the other day. Very weird film. It's The Man Without a Face.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's around the same time, I think, as Forever Young, right?
I think so, yeah. And it's based on a book about an old man who has sex with a young boy. And Mel Gibson took that part out of the movie, but left the rest of it unchanged. So it's like very clearly about a pedophile, but like not explicitly, which makes it very strange tonally. It's a really weird movie.
I don't remember any of that subtext because I was probably, 9 years old or whatever when it came out and I saw it. So that's weird.
It's pretty weird. It was pretty good though. I mean, he directed it. He's a good director, so it was all right. But
he directed it? Wow, I didn't know he was directing way back then.
I think that was his first one, yeah. But it's good. It's good. Good movie. Well, we got another voicemail here. Let's take a listen to it.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Tom. Yeah, thank you for taking the call. And yeah, Kevin is absolutely right. We Are Lady Parts is a fucking banger of a show. And yeah, the Muslim teen female British, congregation of, that is a solely underrepresented group. And well, okay, sure, whatever. But the thing is, it's actually a really good show. So very much worthwhile. I got to see Demons play on the big screen the other day, and that was really, really good. And I saw it weirdly enough, they decided to show it in Italian with the subtitles. And I was like, okay, is that going to be an issue with all the crazy gore? Turns out it wasn't. But it was like an IMAX-sized screen. So it was like, I never thought I'd be able to see that kind of trash on such a big screen. It was really quite fun. Okay, well, I hope you guys are doing well. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you, Tom, for the voicemail. I would love to see Demons on the big screen. I think that would be fun. I like that movie a great deal. I kind of like Demons 2 more, maybe, though.
That's a hot take.
I think I saw it first as a young kid. I think it was on like Up All Night or something like that, so it kind of stuck with me a little bit more. But I mean, they're both good. They're both great,
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, they're both good. I love that first one. I would probably say that it's got to be the best horror movie set in a theater, right? It beats Popcorn.
Definitely better than Popcorn.
Anguish, I guess, is another one. Anguish is pretty good.
Anguish is pretty good.
Yeah,
do drive-ins count? Because Dead End Drive-In is pretty good.
I don't think drive-ins count.
Okay.
Yeah. Weirdly. I mean, I wish that they did.
Understandable. Yeah. But yeah, seeing that on the big, we saw Anguish on the big screen, and it was fun seeing this movie where you're watching people watch a movie. That would be fun with Demons, because Demons is very much like that as well.
Yeah. Pretty spooky stuff, though.
Yeah. And I'll have to check out that show Kevin was talking about. I don't know anything about it. I don't watch
imagine if you saw 10 to Midnight at the Arrow Theater, and during that one scene, you went to the bathroom and snuck out the window.
That would be really cool.
It'd probably be a big line to the men's room at that one scene, though, right? Like, everybody's trying to do that. They all think it's cute.
Yeah. But, you could do that and then go actually murder somebody, because it's that's such an outlandish alibi.
Yeah.
That you would have to get away with it.
Yeah.
Because, why, you would be well, I would have to be stupid to actually kill somebody at the Arrow, while at the Arrow Theater, while watching the movie where that happens. That's crazy. And they'd be well, he's right. That's crazy.
Yeah. You think I would murder somebody in a way that could be explained by a Charles Bronson movie? No, man. I'm going to do it in a much more insidious way. Something out of a Chuck Norris film.
Yeah. Or by riding the subway with a gun and a little paper bag and waiting for bad guys to try to take it from you, like in Death Wish.
Well, that's a Bronson technique. I'm trying to leave these Bronson techniques to Bronson.
Well, I mean, he perfected killing. So I mean, if you're going to use anybody's techniques, you might as well use his.
Yeah. With or without a large male masturbator. Man, what if I had that drop right now that it's for jacking off? You would think I would have that drop. I don't have it. All the drops I got, I got this drop.
This is the Batman we're talking about
What is
here.
this drop even for? I don't even need that drop.
It seems very niche, that one.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do we actually talk about a movie that has
If it would have just been another nipple torture scene, I would have been furious.
Do I need this? No.
I mean, we talk about them at least once a year, usually.
Yeah, I know, but you would think by now I'd be piping in some new drops, as it were. You
got to pipe in some new drops. I feel the same way. I've been I'm going to have to rewatch Twin Peaks season 3 just to find that fucking clip of Gordon Cole saying, now this is something really weird to think about because I can't find it. I thought that somebody would have uploaded that clip to YouTube. I could just take it. No one has. Now I got to go back through all 18 episodes and find out where he says that.
I feel like it's like at the prison, maybe? Is it in that scene that's like tinted blue where they're in the parking lot having just met Mr. C?
It's not that scene. It might be that episode. It's one where the three of them, the three FBI folks, are like in a boardroom together. I think it's early on in the season.
Okay. Yeah. There's only so many scenes with the FBI guys, so you'll find it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, in general, when I go to rewatch season 3, I'm pretty much only going to be watching those scenes with Gordon Cole, so it should be pretty easy to find.
You son of a bitch. Pretending like you're not now obsessed with every, single inch of Twin Peaks.
Well, maybe I am.
I see you scouring the DougPa.com Twin Peaks message boards looking for theories and theorems.
I do like those theories.
But not the theorems. Sounds too math related, right?
Yeah, I don't care for that kind of stuff. Only theories for me.
Yeah. Well, my theory is if we've finished the voicemails, I think we're clear to talk about Alien 4. I don't know. That's just a theory I got.
I think that your theory is correct. Let me pull up the letterbox for it. We'll talk about Alien 4, Alien Resurrection. This is a 1997 film directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. You may remember him from City of Lost Children, which we did on the show.
And you might remember him from being very French.
So French. He did Amélie, which is also very French. Delicatessen. This may be like his only American movie, right?
Could be. Yeah, this guy's more French than Alexander Aja.
True.
Who we determined is pronounced Aja, but still.
Yeah. So this guy, he directed this movie. This came out, this is like 6 or 7 years after Alien 3. I believe that was because they just couldn't get something together, which was also the fate of part 3. Like they really wanted to do something immediately after 2 and just couldn't do the right script. I think that's why these movies are so few and far between, is because a lot of bickering, a lot of hands in the pot. But the one hand that was mostly in the pot for this one was my man Joss Whedon, not French. He wrote this. He was very in demand at the time. Buffy was on the air for like a year or two at this point. But more than that, he had just written or co-written or ghost-written Twister, Speed, Toy Story, and he was a writer on Roseanne. So he was like pretty hot at the moment, just cranking out all these fucking hits, hit after hit. So they went to him, I guess, to do this, which is kind of weird. Like, I feel like all three of these things separately, like I like Jean-Pierre Jeunet, his visual style. I didn't really care for that City of Lost Children movie too much, but visually he's cool. I love Joss Whedon. I love Alien, but I don't know that any of these three things go together naturally. Like, it's kind of a weird mix of things. But in this movie, it's 200 years after part 3. Ripley died at the end of part 3. Spoiler alert, she's been cloned and resurrected in this, which totally beats Prometheus to the punch of adding Christ imagery and themes to the Alien franchise.
Yeah, but can we talk a minute about how fucking dumb this whole cloning subplot, or not even subplot, but, plot is?
Well, I mean, we can, yeah. What do you think's dumb about it? Why don't you like it?
Well, this is not how clones would work. And I mean, granted, yeah, we're watching a movie that features, these giant xenomorph aliens, and it's a fantasy or whatever, but I don't see how you could clone you're taking their DNA and you're impregnating an embryo or whatever, and you're raising a new creature that then somehow, first of all, it somehow is pregnant with an alien xenomorph. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But also seemingly has the memories that Ripley had before she died. Like, how would that make any sense? Like, I don't know. I don't like that kind of stuff.
This is all explained in the film. It makes perfect sense. Well, maybe not that first part. Yeah, they clone her and she has the alien inside of her. But that's the blood they got from her is from when the alien was already inside of her. So it's like all mixed together. So they have alien and Ripley blood, and they're cloning both of them.
We know this is not how pregnancies work, but okay, fine.
Well, it's the future. And then the second part makes sense because they say that the alien, their memories get passed down in their genetic code. It's like how they get so good at killing things generation after generation. So that is explained in the film.
What a stupid justification for what was a glaring plot hole, and they knew they had to come up with just any dumb reason that they could plug it up, and rubes out there would buy into it. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay.
That actually happens in humans. Humans that's what instinct is.
What, do you think we're elephants now? You think I can find my way to a watering hole that my ancestors went to?
I think you might be able to do that, yeah.
I probably could. I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It just feels like, hey, we wanted to have Ripley in this movie and we fucked up by killing her. Like, let's try and find a way to get her in this. And then, I don't know. I don't feel like the justification makes much sense, but okay.
I do think that, the bigger issue is that Ripley probably shouldn't be in this, and that she's dead.
And it's not Ripley, really, because what we're seeing here is a character that acts fairly different from how Ripley would have acted were she not, like, partially xenomorph in this, right? Like, she's doing all this stuff where she's, like, kind of, like, mothering these xenomorphs, and I don't know. It's not the same Ripley. She's not ruthless. She's not trying to destroy these at all costs,
Yeah. I think that that's kind of what is interesting about it, is that she's kind of a different character. And she's, like, for a lot of the movie, you don't know if she's, like, Ripley or if she's helping the aliens. And I mean, she kind of is helping the aliens to a certain extent. Like, I think it's, like, an interesting way to go with it, to, like, because I mean, how many times can you just, like, plop her down and be like, okay, you've got aliens to kill? Like, she's not, like, a very complex character as is, which isn't like I don't mean that, like, to take anything away from the character. Like, the character works because it's sort of like an every person sort of archetypal character. So to kind of give her, like, a very unique thing for the fourth movie, I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would fall towards just they shouldn't have even tried. Just make a new movie, or if you're going to make an alien movie, like, focus on some new characters, because having a 3-film trilogy, having that kind of arc where there is a bit of redemption at the end, where she makes a noble sacrifice, you kind of lose all that by just bringing her back right away.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that. Joss Whedon lost the fight with the studio. He didn't want Ripley in the movie, and they made him do it. So this is what they had to come up with, is she gets cloned in the future.
You're telling me that a movie studio did something shitty to a creative?
I am telling you that.
God damn.
But I totally agree with you. Like, fundamentally, I dislike it, but within the vacuum of this one film, I think cloning somebody and putting a little bit of monster blood in them is, like, super cool. I think I'm always going to side on the side of monster blood. So probably bad for the franchise, but good for this specific movie, I think.
We see this Ripley spending her entire childhood in this weird, liquid-filled glass tube sort of a thing, this beaker that she's growing up in. And then she pops out like a fully well-adjusted person who can like talk to people and, communicate and is not like horrendously afraid of light or anything. Like, I don't know. None of it makes any sense.
That's probably true. They zoom through that. Like she does some stuff where she has to like learn words, and then after a little bit, like it's just like, okay, now she's a real person.
Yeah.
And they just kind of get into it.
But, that is something that you can potentially move past. I think you can just buy into that and, take that for what it is and enjoy the rest of the movie.
Yeah. I think so. Like it is. I mean, it's sort of like, the Alien movies kind of do that sort of in general. Like people, like 3 sort of reset things by killing off Bishop and Newt and the other one, and 2 kind of reset things by like, I don't know, doing all this crazy stuff it did, giving her a kid and all that. So I don't know.
Actually, I'm seeing here on Wikipedia, it says the idea of cloning was suggested by the producers David Giller and Walter Hill, who opposed the production of Alien Resurrection as they thought it would ruin the franchise. So it says that they didn't want to make this movie, but that they were the ones that suggested the idea of cloning. So I guess this was some kind of an inside job where they were trying to tank this picture. I don't know what their intent was there.
That could be. I heard that those 2 guys, because they co-created the thing back in part 1, like they're executive producers now for life, or were. And yeah, it seems like that adds like another stick in the wheel, or another, I don't know what the metaphor would be. But so you have like your writer, your director, your producers, your studio, and these other 2 guys who are barely even involved outside of just to be their own thing, and because they're grandfathered in. So it adds like a whole nother another set of hands that have to go over this whole thing and water it down. That seems to be their main role in this.
Yeah.
In part 3.
But then there's another set of hands that they failed to engage, because you might have noticed in the credits, the absence of a name. H.R. Giger is not credited on this movie anywhere. And it's wild to me that they didn't reach out to him and see if he had anything to contribute to this. And that also they chose to use his creature designs and not credit him. That's pretty insane.
I definitely agree with that. Like, even if he's not doing anything new, like he still created the alien.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like standard practice, right? Like whenever you see Garfield anywhere, it's going to say, created by Jim Davis or whatever. Whenever you see Superman, it was created by Siegel and Schuster or whatever. But in my mind, the Xenomorph was created by Giger.
Yeah.
As much as Dan O'Bannon or anybody else, I would give Giger, the most credit, but not here, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that you could easily argue that. Like, as much talent as there was with, Ridley Scott and Walter Hill and Dan O'Bannon, like H.R. Giger, like kind of made that movie. Like, I don't know that we'd talk about it if it had any other monster in it,
Yeah. So that's weird.
Many years later. Yeah. So yeah, they should have credited them.
Yeah.
And also got him to do the design for the new alien that shows up, perhaps, because it kind of looks a little goofy. I guess we'll talk about him later. I don't know. It's pretty good. You're
different. Talking about the one at the very end?
Yeah, the offspring, the baby.
Yeah. I liked it. I don't know. I think it's cool. Comparing it actually to the end of Romulus, which is surprisingly similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think this effect is way better.
I do too. The other one, like they throw in a lot of that engineer stuff in the other one, which is kind of weird. But like, I think that this one, I like it as a character. Like, it's sort of a weird design for a monster, but as a baby character, it's good, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, you feel pity for it immediately. Like it looks, so sad and kind of weak in a way, even though it is like a terrifying monster.
Yeah, like it has like these really big eyes that are like very expressive, like the animatronics in them are like really good at conveying emotion. And so it works in those scenes, but then the scene where like it has to like rip off like an alien queen's head, it looks goofy doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I appreciate that it's all practical and it's so goopy and slimy looking. Like there's those moments in this where it's like Ripley face to face with that creature, and it looks great because you know that they are in the same physical space. And as much as I did like actually the design of the new kind of similar character in Romulus, he always felt CG, and I don't know, it never felt like it was in the space.
Yeah, I think that's a real dude in a suit for the most part.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it might be mostly a real, but I don't know. The face looks kind of animated to me. I don't know, or maybe it's just the way that they make things now is more like digital sculpture and 3D printing, or I don't know. It didn't have that same goopy tactile feel as this old school guy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that like they're like shooting at that one in Romulus and like stuff like that. Like nobody's really ever interacting with it. Like this one, like you said, like Ripley's hugging it. You see it like interacting with a real ass alien queen. Like it feels like there's weight to it. Like it really is there.
Yeah. But I think we've got way ahead of ourselves now. We're talking about the very end of the movie. Didn't even talk about the beginning yet.
Yeah. So Ripley's cloned not by Weyland-Yutani, but by the United Systems government or something like that, who want that alien. They want to turn it into vaccines, oddly enough.
Actually, good point. Is there any or much mention of Weyland-Yutani in this installment? I don't remember that really being a focus at all in this one, huh?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure that they even... I think they mention them. Like, I think Ripley talks about them being an evil corporation at one point, but yeah, I don't think that they have much to do with the story.
It's weird.
Yeah, kind of odd, but I mean, once again, like, there's a lot of like building out in this. Like, they introduce like a lot of new elements. Like, there's space pirates. They introduce the idea that Earth is post-apocalyptic. Like,
but then it isn't, right?
But then it isn't. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's like some deleted scenes and stuff that happen on Earth where it does look a little bit more post-apocalyptic, but the way the movie is now, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
No, it ends with people admiring the beauty of a sunrise or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, in the original scripts, there were a few script drafts before this one. They all of the endings, except for this version, take place on Earth, which makes sense because they build towards that the entire goddamn movie. And then, yeah, they cut it out. But in all of those endings that were to take place on Earth, it was always a post-apocalyptic sort of war zone place.
Speaking of versions, though, did you end up watching the theatrical cut or the special edition?
That's a good question. I think the theatrical one, whichever one's on Hulu.
Okay. I don't know. I watched it on my Alien Quadrilogy Blu-ray set, and it gave me the option, and I looked quickly online, and the consensus online was that the director prefers the theatrical, so that's how I went.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's different.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's different. I was meaning to watch like a little video to explain the differences, but I completely forgot.
Yeah, I wonder, I did see the deleted scene where like Call and Ripley go to Earth and there's like a destroyed Eiffel Tower in the background. So I wonder if that's in the special edition.
That's the scene where you can see Spuds MacKenzie partying in the corner with all the cinematic dogs in the world.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. I don't know why they would have cut it.
Yeah. Even, shit. Wouldn't it have been impressive if I could pull the name of the cat? Even the cat from Alien was there.
Jonesy.
How could I not pull Jonesy?
Yeah, gotta remember Jonesy. It's the original cat scare cat.
It's hot in here.
So she's brought back. The government wants to study aliens. They want to turn it into, usable things, which feels a lot like Romulus. Like that's kind of the plot of Romulus. They wanted to turn it into like vaccines and change people's DNA with it. One of these people doing this, the head doctor, is played by Brad Dourif, who is very good in this, as he is all the time. You don't like Brad Dourif?
Oh, Kevin was excited.
Oh, okay.
That's a voice of excitement. I thought that was clear.
Okay, my mistake.
Yeah.
He's good. He's sort of training these aliens and doing stuff with them, raising them up. Turns out he's also in love with them and kind of insane, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
It harkens back to the sort of like Lovecrafty vibe of the first one.
That one dude in part 3 who like tries to save the alien when it's captured.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? All that stuff that got cut out.
Yeah, him too. Yeah, I like that these aliens are like just so creepy that people go insane from time to time being around them. There's also a crew of space pirates. Ron Perlman is one of them. The guy who plays Tuco Salamanca in Breaking Bad is also one of them.
Is that the guy that's got like basically the movie trailer voice? The guy with like the really deep voice, like the kind of cool, raspy, like villainous type voice.
Oh no, that is Michael Wincott, maybe
something like that. Yeah. That guy is cool. I love that guy's voice.
He's got a good voice. He was the villain in the original Crow movie.
Oh yeah. He's in. What is he in? He's in some stuff. We know that guy. Is he in Virtuosity? Maybe, I don't know.
Could be. He was in that Ghost in the Shell remake. That wasn't very good. But he's in a bunch of stuff. He's good. Yeah, he's like their leader. They're here dropping off humans in cryostasis that are going to be used to incubate aliens. So they're kind of dickheads, kind of bad guys. But there are heroes in the movie, I guess. A lot of like gray, morally gray characters in this, which I think is cool. Dan Hedaya is in this from Clueless. We all know him. We love him. Did you hate this movie because of his shoulder hair, Sean Byron? I know that you don't like that in movies.
You know what? The body hair was a sight for sore eyes, to be honest. I welcomed it. I loved the body hair. Coming from Dan Hedaya, one of the body hair kings, you got to appreciate it. It is a supple amount of body hair on this man when he's shirtless. But I will say that's the only thing I liked about Dan Hedaya in this movie. I love Dan Hedaya, but you don't put him in a serious fucking alien movie where you're trying to generate thrills. Like every time I see this guy, I'm expecting like Carla and Woody from Cheers are going to pop on screen or something. Like he's a comedic actor. And there's no scene in this where he's not seemingly comedic, it's very jarring. I don't know.
Yeah, he plays everything with a sort of comedic edge. Like he's not like doing anything laugh out loud funny, but like there's a scene where like the alien like punctures the back of his head and he's like kind of dazed and he goes back and touches it and he pulls back brain matter before dying. And I feel like you could play that in a very serious way that's scary. But with him doing it, like he has like these googly eyes and he's kind of playing it for laughs kind of a thing. Like, or maybe it just inadvertently, maybe he can't do anything except kind of comedy, but it comes off weird. A lot of his stuff does.
Those are the kind of things where you see that and you're like, well, I guess this was not directed by a native English speaker or, like somebody there's like that little bit of offness in terms of the delivery of a lot of these lines in this movie where it's like, I don't know that you're that comfortable directing in the English language.
That is, I 100% agree. Yeah, there's like uncanny valley to a lot of this where like a lot of the like performances are just weird and off. Like Ron Perlman has like this one weird line where like he's talking to Ripley and he says something like, so, like, I heard you fight these aliens before. What was that like? Was that cool? And it's like, why are you talking like Bill and Ted? Like, you should be a super tough mercenary who, like, is unfazed by aliens. Like, that should be the performance you're giving. But he, like, plays it like a teenager who's, like, shy or something. It's really weird. Like, a lot of the performances in this are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the aliens get out, and it's up to Ripley and these mercenaries and Call, played by Winona Ryder, to get off the ship and to hopefully kill some of these aliens. I guess that's the plot before they get to Earth, because otherwise aliens will take over the planet. That's basically the plot. Ripley, as we sort of talked about, she's got alien DNA, so she's kind of, she's sort of, it's hard to tell if she's like with the people or if she's with the aliens, and she's killing them sometimes but hugging them some other times. She has sex with the alien queen, just straight up. That's something that happens. There's a cool underwater scene where the aliens swim around chasing these guys that look outdated CGI aside. I think like just the visual of aliens swimming around is kind of cool. A lot of the action in this is really weird. Like a lot of the, like when they're like shooting guns and doing that kind of stuff, like a lot of it for some reason is shot like straight on. So when somebody like aims a gun at the alien, they'll cut to that person and they'll be like looking into the camera, aiming into the camera, or like the director will shoot it from the ground looking up. And it's really weird. Like this guy is very bad at action. I thought. Did you feel the same way?
I mean, it just seemed like a guy like trying real hard to come up with interesting angles, like to put his own signature touch on this, but it didn't work.
Yeah. The action's shot very, very strangely. For the most part, I thought there was some fun stuff with that underwater scene. Like there's a scene where a part of that where they're like climbing up a ladder to get away from the aliens, and like some guys will be hanging off the ladder backwards and the camera like does like kind of flippy shit that I thought was kind of fun, but gunfights are bad for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie mostly. I think it's interesting. I think it's probably more interesting than it is good, but there's some stuff I like. I like Ripley. And I like Baby Alien kinda. I like their relationship. I like Ripley and Call too. Like they have a lot of sexual tension, an extreme amount of sexual tension. Ripley and Call do.
Who's this? Who's Call?
Winona Ryder.
Oh, okay.
So much so that at one point, like Call gets shot and she has a big gaping wound in her, but she lives because she's a robot. And Ripley just straight up fingers the hole after a lot of like flirting that they do. And it's very unsubtle, but it's, it's also cool. What can you do?
Hey, buddy, what are you, some sort of pervert?
Well, I mean, I'll take sexual tension between an alien clone and a robot. Like, that's right up my alley.
What the fuck?
So, I don't know. This is a super weird movie. Definitely probably the weirdest of, well, I guess outside of Prometheus, the weirdest of the franchise, but kind of fun. What do you think about it?
Well, before we get into my thoughts about the movie, let me throw it back to you. Just in terms of Winona Ryder, what do we think about Winona Ryder? Because this is an actress that, if you had asked me, when I was ages 10 through 30, I probably would have told you, oh, I'm a real big fan. And as I get older, is it just that I had a crush on goth girls when I was a kid? Is that all that I'm really connecting with? Because outside of Beetlejuice, I don't know about any of these performances, man.
I agree. I like her in the movie The 10, which is a movie that was done by the guys from The State. She plays a lady who falls in love with a ventriloquist dummy. But outside of that, like I don't even know that I really like Beetlejuice all that much. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's good. Maybe I just hate Tim Burton now, and that's clouding my judgment. But I'm not a fan of Heather's. So yeah, I think she's ridiculously bad in Stranger Things.
Yeah. Yes, very bad in that. And then in this, I don't know, it just seemed kind of uninvested and not notably worse than anybody else because, like you said, most of the performances in this are pretty variable at best. But I don't know, I think that could have been a role that was maybe cast with somebody with, I don't know, more range. Or she is a robot, so maybe that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she is supposed to be it's like with most robots in this franchise, it's a surprise halfway through that you find out she's a robot. So I think she is supposed and it's 200 years later. So I think she is supposed to be more lifelike than a Bishop or
yeah, because that is the thing is sort of similar to what you were saying about Ron Perlman. Winona Ryder's playing this kind of with a Bill and Ted sort of vibe. Very much playing it like a Winona Ryder, talking very casually and stuff like this. And that to me doesn't really play into a robot vibe so much as a science officer or these other characters that turned out to be robots. They had kind of a natural vibe to them that, jived with Robotnik,
Yeah. Yeah. With those guys, the guys from part 1 and then Bishop, in retrospect, you go, oh yeah, of course he's a robot. But here, yeah, it's not really like that. You're just well, this is a weird twist because she seems like Winona Ryder.
I will say I found it kind of interesting skimming through her Wikipedia page this weekend and learning that she had a pretty interesting childhood. She grew up on some weird commune with no electricity, and I guess her family friends were Timothy Leary, who was her godfather, as well as Allen Ginsberg and Philip K. Dick.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty weird, pretty wild. She had some cool luminaries at her place when she was young. But yeah, I mean, in terms of this movie, I guess I'll start by saying that Sigourney Weaver continues to be the best part of these sequels, and as much as I don't really love everything about what they give her to do with this character in this movie, I think she does a great job with everything that she is given. Just a badass presence in all these movies. As much as I said before that I think it would have been smarter not to bring her back, well, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy seeing her. So I know why they did it, Just a great talent, great voice. All the voiceover in this is handled really well by her. And yeah, my biggest problem with this movie is just how dumb it is. The clone stuff I thought was really dumb. And there's just a million really dumb moments. There's a bit in this where Ripley's freaking out and she's choking some guys. And so one of the security guards shoots her with this big electrical blast sort of thing. But she's choking a man, so you would think the electricity would transfer into the man that she's choking. Doesn't happen. It somehow stays localized just to her. And I mean, that's just one tiny example. There's also these security systems in this movie where apparently this movie takes place in the very brief window of time where in the alien universe, all security systems were run by breath. You have to breathe into them rather than being a retina scanner. It's a breath scanner, something that we've never seen before, never seen since. And it's dumb. They only do it so that they can use it as a little plot element later on,
Yeah. There's another dumb scene that I noticed in this. There's a scene where Call and Ripley first meet each other and Winona Ryder's threatening to stab her with her knife. And Ripley puts her hand on the knife and then pushes so that the knife comes out the other side of her hand. She's impaling her hand on the thing. And in a couple scenes before this, it's established that Ripley has the acid blood, like an alien.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although in this scene, she doesn't.
No.
And she even, after pulling her hand off the knife, she touches Winona Ryder's face and nothing happens.
Yeah, of course. Well, speaking of acid blood, there's also that scene where the paraplegic dude gets his goddamn ear burned off seemingly by acid blood, takes a bunch of acid blood shots to the legs as well. And then in the next scene that we see him, he's totally fine. No damage at all. You know, nothing happened.
Yeah. I guess he's very sturdy.
Well, he's very sturdy apparently, because there's also that scene with that guy, this paraplegic guy, does not have the use of his legs. His arms don't seem especially strong. He's like an older, kind of frail looking man. Yet there's a scene in which he's hanging from a ladder and a huge xenomorph is hanging from his legs. And I think maybe even one other person as well, but he's definitely supporting the weight of a xenomorph, which, by the way, I looked it up and the internet tells me that at a minimum, a small xenomorph weighs 350 pounds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's supporting
I don't buy it.
Yeah, he's supporting his big muscle-bound friend, and then the xenomorph is latched onto the muscle-bound friend's legs. So yeah, he's supporting them.
So
both.
we're looking at 500 pounds minimum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, good luck. And it's just all that kind of stuff. It's I know that this is a dumb movie. It's aliens in space. I shouldn't take any of this seriously, and I don't. But at a certain point, it stacks up to where I'm like, this is annoying. And then when it's not just outright dumb stuff, it's just stuff that I've seen too many times before. This movie has one of those scenes where an abomination of science begs its creator to kill him, and it's like, how many fucking movies do that?
Yeah. Yeah. But, well, I mean, I do think it's fair to be mad at the stupidity of this movie because it's in the Alien franchise. Like, the first one is like so smart.
Yeah.
And like so moody, and like everything rings really true in it. And especially after part 3, where I feel like that's a pretty smart movie that's put together. I mean, it's got a lot of weird elements and stuff to it, but I think it's a smart movie where everything pretty much makes sense, like within the context of the film. If you can buy into
that director's cut.
Yeah, in the director's cut. Like, if you can buy into this idea of like a weird religious planet, like, and stuff like that, like within the reality of that film, it's really smart. Like, and then this is just kind of like fun and goofy. Like this, I feel like 1 and 3 feel like they go together, and 2 and 4 feel like they go together, which is not to insult part 2 any more than we have, but they feel like the same sort of thing.
I think that's fair to some extent. This feels a lot more like an adventure movie than it does a horror movie. It's this gang of characters trying to get from one place to another for most of the movie and trying to avoid obstacles. And yeah, you got these little scary moments where the xenomorphs pop out, but at the end of the day, it seems like it's more about that adventure element.
Yeah.
I thought the cast was okay. I mean, people love Ron Perlman, so I'm sure that they're all excited that he's in this. Never really fully understood the love there. I mean, I guess people love Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy's good.
That one guy with the voice is good, like him. Winona's all right. I thought it looked all right. It sort of looks mostly like Alien 3, but maybe not as distinctive. There is some imagery in here that I think was cribbed intentionally from Nazi Germany, like medical experiment imagery, which given that this is a French director who was born like shortly after the war, I think maybe a year or two after the war, that probably resonates with him. And was, I thought, effective as well. And, some of the effects are decent. I like that big alien baby towards the end. Oh, the part where, and spoiler, I guess, but the part where he gets sucked out into space through that tiny little hole in the window, the bullet hole or whatever, that might be the most grotesque death in any movie that I can think of at the moment. That ranks up there.
It's really great. And they play it. I mean, it is another one of these things that's a little tonally odd, but I think it works for that scene. Is like the aliens getting sucked out, and Call and Ripley are both very sad about it, which is pretty atypical for a monster movie. Most of them, those characters would be cheering at that point. So I really like that scene. The effect is super cool, and just the way all of it plays out is very enjoyable.
Yeah, so that was a highlight, but I got to be honest, by that point in the movie, I did feel like this had lost a lot of steam. It starts off kind of strong in terms of it's throwing a lot of xenomorph kills at you, and you're getting a decent amount of effects work, but you get to a certain point in this movie and you realize like your main characters are like a clone, a robot, and like, some fairly unlikable character, and like an infected guy who, that they meet very late in the movie. This one guy shows up who's already been infected. Mm-hmm. And there's no like likable human character to root for anymore. And you kind of feel like, well, who cares if this whole fucking, universe collapses, because there's nobody in this movie that I'm fully engaged with anymore, because it's this weird version of Ripley that I don't like. It's this weird Winona Ryder robot that doesn't make any sense to me. And it's this guy that we know is doomed to die because he's already got a xenomorph in his belly. So I thought it was strange to not at least persist one likable human into the third act of this movie. But this movie is full of strange decisions. Overall, I think it's not bad. I don't hate this movie, and I'm sure that I will watch it again with no complaint, but it's not a movie that really thrills me, and I don't think it really stacks up to the others, but I don't want to spoil my rankings too much. But yeah, it had been a while since I'd seen this, so at a minimum, I'm glad that we saw this through. We can say now we've seen the entire Alien series on JFS, and I think that's worthwhile.
I agree. Before we wrap it up, I did want to mention one scene that we didn't talk about, and that's the scene where Ripley goes into that medical lab and realizes that there have been a lot of other clones before her that were all really gross failures. And the effects in that scene are great. Like, we see all these different versions of like mixtures between Ripley and an alien that failed. Like, a lot of them are in jars and everything like that. Like,
all these kids are pieces of shit.
Exactly. But one of them is alive on a table. It's the scene you talked about where is that the begging for death?
Yeah.
I think, pretty cliche, but I think it works here, partly because of Sigourney Weaver's performance and partly because I just really like clone stories, I guess. I don't know, like the existential dread.
It doesn't work nearly as well as the pretty similar scene we've seen with Bishop already.
That is true, yeah.
Right?
That one is a lot better.
And I just feel like all these scenes are just like, I've seen this somewhere else and I've seen it much better. But I do agree. I mean, in terms of what's on offer in this movie, that's one of the better scenes overall, because you have like what feels like a dozen different, creature designs in there.
Yeah, somebody was going crazy just drawing up all these fun designs.
And they're not great. They're not Giger level, but whatever, French flunky they hired to replace Giger, he did okay.
Yeah, good work, Frenchie. All right. Well, yeah, I guess that wraps it up for Alien Resurrection, a movie that is interesting but flawed, I think we feel.
Kevin Moss, do you have a review of Alien Resurrection?
Yeah, this movie stunk.
Oh, okay. All right, well, he's a harsh critic.
That he is. But I guess we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to find out which Alien movies are good and which ones are bad, canonically, objectively, with math. So stick around.
These were very, very hard to come by. So was our cargo. Whatever you got going on here ain't exactly approved by Congress. It's a military operation. Really?
Who are you?
Ripley Ellen, Lieutenant First Class, number 36706.
Ellen Ripley died 200 years ago. You're a thing, a construct. They grew you in a lab.
What the hell is going on here?
He is breeding an alien species.
Wish you could understand what we're trying to do here.
Now they brought it out of you.
Not all the way out.
You want to tell us what this is?
It's a queen. She'll breed. You'll die.
Ellen Ripley died trying to wipe the species out. I'm not anxious to see her taking up her old hobby.
I can feel it. I can hear it moving.
So hey, you like ran into these things before?
Yeah,
What did you do?
I died. We're moving.
That's a standard emergency procedure.
Any serious problem and the ship autopilot's back to home base.
What's home base?
Earth.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Welcome back to the supper. Next, we are going to do some canonical rankings. As we do, usually we do this after every time we do like 10 movies, get past 10 episodes, we'll rank the previous 10 movies by putting my letterbox score and Sean's letterbox score for those movies into a blender and then giving that one a number, and then we rank those movies. That's what we're gonna, that's how it works.
Yeah. We either put in our letterbox scores or we put in an approximation of what we think we might have logged it on letterbox had we not forgotten to do so.
Yeah. Well, some of us religiously log everything because it puts our minds at ease because there's something wrong chemically in the brain. So yeah, that's how I do it. I log movies 10 seconds after they've ended to get
You're
dopamine.
probably thinking about your ranking while you watch the movie.
Oftentimes.
Man, that's not appropriate. That's not how you're supposed to take in art.
Tell my brain that. It just wants dopamine. It just needs that dopamine from ranking things.
All right. Well, I do blame your brain for a lot.
That's perfectly understandable. My brain's got its own MO, modus operandi. So we're going to do that with Aliens. I don't know that I think we might have done one other.
We did a David Lynch one, I thought.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did this with David Lynch's movies.
Yeah. Because we determined that, since I'm the, number one David Lynch fan in the world, you would throw me a bone, do a segment for me, for my interests,
I actually I heard that I'm the biggest David Lynch fan. I think that's objectively true.
That's not how I remember it, but okay. All right. Well, that's not what we're ranking in this segment. We're not ranking David Lynch fandom.
We should one day. Kevin would be at the bottom.
5. Yeah, oh yeah.
Kevin gives
2 stars at best. Yeah. He does like Blue. He was the first to like Blue Velvet out of you and him.
That's true. He might be the last as well. I don't know if I'm going to like that one. We'll find out one day.
Yeah.
After I rewatch a couple of those, we'll have to redo the rankings.
But that will also be after we rank these aliens.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So we're going to do the aliens. We're going to...
Yeah.
It's the 4 main aliens. We're also doing Aliens versus Predator and the Prometheus ones, correct? You've got all those logged?
Oh, are we? No. I don't think we are. I'm not prepared to do that.
Okay.
This is going to be real quick and easy. We're going to get people, on their way, send them off to another podcast. I'm sure there's some other podcast that everybody's been, dying to listen to. It's probably been, it came out earlier today, but they had already started the JFS, and so they want to finish this before they cut over to their, their real favorite podcast. So we'll get them there quickly.
All right. So which ones are we going to do then? Just the core 4? 5?
The core 4, yeah. The core 4.
Plus Romulus.
I guess we could do Romulus, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. You want to do Romulus? I'll put that in there.
Yeah. Romulus definitely counts. Yeah, okay. Right. Well, this should be easy. And also, Aliens versus Predator and the Prometheus ones, they would be at the bottom anyway. So who even really needs to rank those?
Fair point.
They're garbage. Okay, so first we got the Alien movie.
We do start at the beginning with the first Alien movie. And I do want to say before we throw out our numbers, I think that we should do what Letterboxd has failed to do all these years, which is we should allow for quarter star rankings,
Okay.
Not just half star.
Hey, as long as Excel does the math for us, we can do whatever we want.
I think it will. I think the support is in there for decimal numbers, but we'll find out.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll let you know how I feel about this movie. I think I know what you've got this at, so I'll give you mine. I got it at 4.5 right now on Letterboxd.
Okay. And this is despite the fact that we can do at least a quarter star better. I mean, 4.75 is available to you.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's 4.5 on Letterboxd, but I'll do 4.75 because it's really good. Like, my gripes about this movie are very minimal. Like, I think there's like maybe one too many cat scares, but outside of that, it's pretty perfect.
It's a pretty perfect movie, even if it did fail to establish that memorable shot of Ripley face to face with the alien that I thought might have existed in this first movie, and now I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Even without that, it's still great.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I think that's really interesting. Like, I mean, I feel like people maybe think that, like, outside of maybe like the egg opening up or something, like that shot of like the alien up against Ripley's face is like the iconic shot from the franchise. So it's interesting that it comes from the movie that many people think is the worst movie.
Yeah. And then they kind of reused it in Resurrection and certainly reused it in Romulus.
Yeah, that they did.
All right. Well, it's averaging at 4.87 and change that we can get into if there's need, if it gets that close.
Okay, I knew you'd have it at 5. I know how you feel about that movie. But what about Aliens, the sequel? I think we probably have this ranked pretty close. So this might be pretty easy. What do you got it at? How many stars you got it on Letterboxd? How upset are we going to make the listeners by not having this having rated this 5 stars?
Well, I know that I've been critical of this movie, but I still think it is a fun movie. And if it were on its own and didn't try to pretend to be a sequel to like my favorite movie of all time, I would probably maybe even like it a little bit more. But as it stands, I rank it at a 3.5.
Yeah, that's also what I have it, and I think that's fair. I mean, it's a perfectly good movie. That's a very good movie score. But, it's a sequel to one.
You know what? I mean, on average, that's better than probably most JFD movies and JFS movies. So,
certainly.
3.5, nothing to be ashamed of.
Yep. Perfectly good movie.
One of James Cameron's best, outside of the first Terminator.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I'd put both Terminators ahead of it, and then that one, and then the rest.
Maybe the most overrated filmmaker of all time.
Oh, without a doubt. Like, I don't even think that's like, even if you love him, he's overrated. Like,
yeah. I think Zemeckis is a better filmmaker. If we want to throw out weirdos that spend a bunch of money on shitty movies,
I probably like more Zemeckis movies than I like Cameron movies, I'm sure. Just in the Back to the Future franchise alone. But
moving on to maybe one of the worst films in a director's career.
I think that's probably true.
But a director that seemingly has a much higher floor than Cameron, because it's David Fincher's Alien 3.
Yeah. This guy's, as I've talked about, he's one of my favorite directors. And this is definitely his worst movie, but him being one of the best and doing a very bad movie is still pretty good. I gave this movie 3.5 on Letterboxd, but that was I upped it after watching that special edition that makes a lot more sense and is way better. So it was at 3 or 2.5 maybe. So I guess if we're going to average the two, I would say 3.25 for this movie.
Really? You're going in that direction. So you like it less than Aliens?
Well, if we're going to average, I would say I like the special edition or like the assembly cut or whatever you call it, like probably about as much as Aliens, maybe a fraction less. But if we're averaging in the theatrical version, my rating for that, then I would say it's less than Aliens. Because that theatrical
I feel like
version
we should just go with our preferred cut for all of these, you know?
Then, all right, then I'm going with a firm 3.5 for my preferred assembly cut.
Okay. Well, I actually like this movie more than I like Aliens. You know, it does have problems, but I think a lot of those problems go away in that director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Fincher tried to do something new with it, and not just new for the series. You know, Cameron tried to bring it in like a new action direction, but it kind of felt like other action movies. I don't know. Whereas this does have a unique vibe to it that I don't find in other movies. So I think it edges out Aliens for me, and I would give it 3.75.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think all the ways that it fails are interesting failures. And it is unique, like you say. But it's also like you have to be in like a real mood to watch it, I think, too. Whereas like Aliens, you can kind of just throw on any old time. But Alien 3, you got to be pretty depressed to watch, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, or certainly feeling some form of self-loathing, you know?
Yeah, which is just because it's like a very super dour movie.
Yeah, and everything's crummy looking and dirty, and people look like they smell terrible in that movie.
Oh, yeah. True. A lot of them are British. I mean, that's just, ugh.
As you know, as many cigarettes as Harry Dean Stanton is smoking in the original Alien, I believe the man takes a shower now and again, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Alien Resurrection, the movie that we just saw.
We just saw it. I gave it 3 stars.
I gave it 3 stars.
Oh, perfect.
It's not a bad movie. It's kind of almost a good movie, but misses the mark.
Yeah. I was reading some interviews with Joss Whedon, and he said, like, he talks about how he doesn't like that movie. And he's like, oh, you know, whenever I say I don't like that movie, people assume that I mean that the director and the producers like changed everything in my script. But the script is like everything in the script is like there on the screen. It's just done wrong. And I think that that's interesting. Like, I would love to see the real version of that movie because that can happen. Like, you know, like the Psycho remake is exactly Psycho, but just bad. And like there's that Cabin Fever remake where they just used the original Eli Roth script and just filmed it differently. And it's a very different movie. Like, you know, translating from script to screen can go awry.
I mean, especially when you have a director that's got really no experience making this kind of movie, and you see after this, he doesn't really make these kinds of movies again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is just not a tone or a type of movie that I feel like this director is comfortable in. And so you do just kind of feel him faking it throughout, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think that's true.
It's, you know, it's like when a band puts out a new record and it's suddenly in a different style of music that is popular, you know, and you can see right through it.
Yeah, absolutely. But what about when a band puts out their same old style and does you know, stuff that is very close to what came before it, like Alien Romulus?
Well, in that case, I tend to love it unless they go as far as to resurrect a dead band member and put a hologram of him on stage, which I think is not only disrespectful, but just aesthetically gross. Like, it just looked bad and was distracting. And the more that I think about it, the more that bothers me. Man, I wish that they had just done anything else with that character. Just make it a new robot. There's no reason not to. We know that they have many models of robots in this universe. If they hadn't have done that, this probably would have been a 4 or maybe a 4.25 for me. But with that misstep, the best I can offer is a 3.5.
Okay. Very interesting. I think when we first talked about it, you said you would give it 3.75 or 4 on Letterboxd if you could. So it's interesting that you're cooling on this film.
It really is just that one element that continues to bug me in a big way. Because I love the set design, and I thought it was paced pretty well, and all the big action set pieces were fun. Yeah, the characters were dumb teenagers, but I guess I kind of come to expect that now with a horror movie, and I can forgive that. But it's tough for me to forgive this resurrection of dead actors.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as resurrections go, it may be the best looking, like, Carrie
Don't
Fisher.
encourage them, Bowman.
They're
gonna clip this out. They're gonna send this around to all their AI buddies, and before you know it, the next movie is gonna just be all, CG crap.
You're right. All right, you're right. It does look better than Carrie Fisher in Rogue One, though. I just want to.
All right.
I just want to say the movie looks like absolute shit. Yeah, I like this movie too. I like it a little bit less than you. Some of the callbacks and stuff got on my nerves a little bit more than yours, it seems. And there's a lot of British people in it, and that's never good for me in a movie. So I gave it a 3, but it's a very good movie.
Okay.
I liked it. It's fun.
I was a little bit concerned that you would have ranked it the same as me, and that we would have had a conundrum where Aliens would be tied with it, but that did not happen.
Good. Now, yeah, because pretty much everybody would have just unsubscribed immediately if that were the case. Although I have been seeing a lot, I'm in a lot of these Facebook horror groups and stuff. I have seen people get in there and there'll be a big thread where it's post your rankings of this franchise and that franchise. It seems like a lot of people do like Romulus more than they like Aliens. So I don't think that that's too crazy of a hot take. It seems like people really like Romulus. So.
Well, but you're only reading Letterboxd reviews from British teenagers.
Well, that's also true, yeah. I am in all the Kaylee Spaney Facebook groups, all the fan groups and stuff, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I mean, it's I think it's good that a new horror movie comes out or a new movie and the kids love it so much. So I'm glad to see people are ranking it high in their Alien ranks because it's a good movie.
Yeah. And we can only hope that does not encourage Disney and these other studios to keep pressing that, CG reanimation button.
Yeah.
It's a danger.
I feel like this may stop it in some ways, though, because I feel like if this movie came out and it was a big box office failure, then Disney would have just been okay, we got a truckload of money for you, Sigourney Weaver. We need you to come back. And I feel like if that was the case, then there'd probably be some kind of CG de-aging or something going on with they'd probably pick it up right after part 2 ended or something and forget the continuity of 3 and 4 and just do some other kind of weird CG chicanery.
I mean, it feels sort of inevitable either way. I mean, this did do pretty well, and I guess they could theoretically just follow these characters, but if they do follow these characters, guess what? They're still in a time period which Ripley is alive. So that doesn't preclude Disney from getting greedy and trying to do both, and also squeeze Ripley into it.
The clone Ripley is 200 years in the future from this point, or 150 or something. But I mean, with cryosleep, I guess that's easy, right?
These kids are about to go into cryosleep to do their travel, right? So I don't know how long away that is, but maybe when they wake up, Ripley's waking up,
Oh my God, I bet that they do that.
I'm encouraging them.
Now you're encouraging them. I would be actually surprised if that doesn't happen, because this movie did make a lot of money.
Man, if they come out of the cryosleep chamber and Ripley's the one to open the door for them, I'm not into it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they won't, because the Ripley that's alive is the alien Ripley, but maybe they just won't even pay attention to that, I guess. Like with all these like Halloweens coming out that cut other movies out of continuity, maybe they won't pay attention to the fact that Alien's kind of an alien, or Ripley's an alien. I don't know. But anyway. So what are the rankings? What are we at?
Well, the official rankings don't really surprise me. I think this is how I would have ranked them. Alien coming in with 4.875. Alien 3, 3.625. Aliens, 3.5. Alien Romulus, 3.25. And at the very bottom of the list, Alien Resurrection with 3 stars.
Okay. That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, 13254.
Yeah. I mean, David Fincher is better than James Cameron. No one could deny this. I mean, so I'm good with that. James Cameron can never make Gone Girl. Never in a million years.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's a good rankings. It's canonical, it's objective. No one can deny it. No one can fight with this.
It's factual. In fact, I just inputted it into Wikipedia. I put it right there on the Aliens franchise page. So this is the best, this is the worst.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess those of you listening, if you want to give us your rankings or tell us how crazy we are that we don't like Aliens that much, we do like it. You can do it by calling the voicemail at 347-746-JUNK. That's 347-746-5865, or go into the Discord. Feel free to yell at us there if you want. Or to cheer us on for speaking the truth about James Cameron.
Oh, hell yeah.
And yeah, I guess with that wraps it up. That's the episode.
Not quite, Bowman.
What's going
Are you
on?
trying to escape this podcast this quickly? I know that we want to send people on their way. They're trying to listen to that new episode of Mark Maron, but
Yeah, you said that they got to go listen to the Blank Check podcast where they're talking about Twin Peaks. That's what you said.
Well, but don't you think we should at least let them know what we will be reviewing next week?
Oh, holy shit, you're right. That's the best part of the whole show. I totally forgot.
That's a big part of this show, man.
That's what happens when you do the segments out of order. You forget about the most important parts. My mistake.
We get all mixed up.
Yeah. Shit. What are we going to be talking about?
Well, good news. I do have a pick for next week. I didn't forget that part. Unlike some of the co-hosts on this show, and I had a plan the entire time. And I think you're going to be excited with this plan because you know me. I love a theme. I love tradition. I love a series of films. And I feel like we've set a tradition now, and I got to keep this series going. So my pick is 1999's Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's a made-for-TV movie, made for the Hallmark Channel. And I think you're going to love it.
Are you being serious with me?
Oh, yeah. I'm being very serious with you. I'm being deadly serious.
Are you being serious with me?
We're journeying. Call up your buddy Gertrude the Goose. We got a journey to finish. It's true. It's too true.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, you have not seen the 1999 version of Journey to the Center of the Earth yet, right?
I mean, which one is this? Is this the one with The Rock?
No, I think that's like 10 or 15 years later. But this is the 99 version. Like I said, it was made for TV, made for the Hallmark Channel. And I got some good news and bad news about this adaptation. And I'll start with the good news. It stars your friend, Treat Williams.
Well, he doesn't have to eat.
Yeah. And it also co-stars Jeremy the Mallrat London. You remember him?
Yeah, I like that guy.
And it was directed by George Miller.
Well, I did see that and got excited for a second, but it's George T. Miller.
Yeah, well, so that was the bad, is that it's not that George Miller who directed Mad Max. Instead, it's the George Miller who directed Neverending Story Part 2. And to make it even worse, he directed Les Patterson Saves the World. That Australian movie that didn't feature any farts.
No farts in that movie whatsoever.
But don't be too forlorn because this version of Journey to the Center of the Earth is only 3 hours long.
Okay, well. And you're being serious with me.
I'm being serious. Tradition is tradition. Look, I didn't want this to happen. But this is what happens when you sign up for a series like Journey to the Center of the Earth that is seemingly unending.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm really glad that you like tradition, Sean, and that you find tradition to be very important in the context of this podcast. Because in 2 weeks, I think we're going to have a ghoul summer when it's my turn to pick a movie next. So I just I'm just glad that you like tradition. I'm glad that you're speaking out for tradition.
Well,
so that is also traditional.
Hold your judgment until you've actually watched this Hallmark Channel adaptation by George T. Miller. This could be the version of Journey to the Center of the Earth that you've been waiting for this entire time, you know?
Well, it could be. And we could find the version of Men Behind the Sun that we've both always been looking for.
Man. They made a bunch of those.
That they did. All right.
Well, that's what's happening next week. So we're journeying to the center of the Earth again.
3 hours long.
3 hours long. I already uploaded it for you.
I appreciate that, because if I have to watch the Tubi version with commercials, it's going to be 4 hours long.
No. I would never make you do that.
It looks like... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say it looks like people on Letterboxd like this, but I was just looking at my friends and not the average rating, which is not great.
Oh, yeah. Well, but again, all your friends are from the Kaylee Spani, fan club.
True. That is true. Well, all right. Well, I guess this
I think it doesn't look that bad. I think there might be a moment or two in this that are worth talking about. We'll see. We'll have a whole podcast to figure that out next week.
All right. I guess we'll find out. Well, that's what we're doing next week.
Aren't you glad that you didn't end the show early?
Not particularly. Not anymore. All right. Watch along with us. All the listeners have to watch this movie too. Find us on Patreon, patreon.com/junkfooddinner. If you go there and you donate even $1 American to us, or other currencies probably, I'm not sure how it works internationally, then A, we can continue to live a life of luxury, and B, you'll automatically be taken to the Discord, and the secret Discord channel, which is very convenient. And it's probably the easiest way to find the Discord, actually. And also, if you donate $5 American, you can listen to literally hundreds of bonus episodes, many of which feature Kevin, many of which are me and Sean talking about Twin Peaks, reviewing every single episode, and talking about Dougie extensively. So check that out.
Kind of a weird fetish.
It has become my main kink. Dougie stuff is what I'm into. Yeah, I guess that's everything. Go to the Facebook. If I didn't mention that, I think I did. So, all right. This is Parker for Sean saying thanks for having fun.
We'll see you at the center of the Earth.